Hey everybody, it's Scotty T. It's your comedy minute, and I'm really excited. This guy's back with us. He's an award-winning writer, an actor, a comedian, motivational speaker, a cancer survivor, and amazingly enough, this man and I have the exact same birthday. We were born August 17th, 1962.
Oh,
Please
great.
welcome. What's this? Please welcome Joe Yannetty. Joe, how are you, buddy?
I am perfect.
For people that didn't see the first one, I want to go back. You were born and raised in Boston, rough neighborhood, uh,
Yeah,
and you started out. Your brother went with you to a thing, and you decided to do it. Ding Ho, Lenny Clark, right? Is that
yeah,
out?
yeah.
Okay, and that was your first. Was that you? You know, that was your first into doing it,
The Ding Ho, yeah. My first time on stage ever. Five
right?
minutes.
And you went
That
on
was,
to open mics for like a year,
yeah, almost exactly a year before I got a guest spot for 25 bucks to
25
do,
bucks, and
yeah,
that
to do, I think it was 10 minutes maybe, might have been 5 minutes, but I
okay.
figured out how much that came to an hour.
And then you were still in New York at that point,
No, Boston.
or Boston, okay. But then you
Boston.
decided to go to LA, right?
I got an apartment in New York. A good friend of mine, Fran Solomita, had he's like big into sports commercials and stuff now. He's a great guy, but he had an apartment in Long Island City and he was leaving and he asked me if I wanted it. A friend of his owned the building. So I moved down to New York and I lived in Long Island City for a little while. That city almost killed me, man. That city
Okay.
almost killed me. Like you don't go out until 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And then you come home at 11 o'clock in the morning.
So then
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, you know what? If you want, so I figured I'll go to New York. I'll get some TV credits, like I'll try and get on Letterman or whatever. And then when I got a little bit of juice, I'll move to LA. But then I went out to LA and I had a pretty high powered dude helping me out a little bit. And I realized no matter how much you did before you got to LA, you went to the bottom of the barrel again when you got to LA. So I was like, God, what the hell? I might as well just move to LA. So I
Okay.
did.
So in other words, you were established in New York. You felt like you were doing good in New York. You wanted to go conquer more of the U.S.
Well, I got into all the, I was working Catch a Rising Star and Dangerfields and,
Okay.
the improv. I was getting on at all the clubs in New
Right.
York. And I gotten into a really good, I auditioned for a guy named Herbert Berghoff, a place called HB Studios. And he said I passed the audition and I could go there. But then I went to LA and well, I'll tell you the story. The guy's name was David Steinberg. He was at the time he worked for this guy Buddy Mora and Larry Bresner, and it was Mora Bresner, and it became Steinberg after. But they were for a while. It was Rollins, Joffe, Mora, and Bresner. Like Rollins and Joffe, when I met them, they managed Woody Allen, Billy Crystal, Robin Williams, Tom Poston, Martin Short. Like just the list of their clients was huge. And so I went to LA and they were so powerful. In 1 week, I was working the Comedy Store, the Improv, the Laugh Factory, the Ice House in Pasadena, the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach. Like 1 week, I was in every major club in LA. And I was like, I got to move here. So the first time there, I get a spot at the Improv. And this guy, David Steinberg, sits down with me afterward and he goes, You have a really he goes, your act is your act. Like he wasn't really impressed with my material.
Right.
He said, but what you have is you have an act that nobody can steal because it was me. Like it was all me. And this guy comes over to the table and goes, Hey Dave, where's this kid you're telling me about? And he goes, He's right here. You're late. He already went on. Joe, this is Jim McCauley. He books the Tonight Show. And I was like, this is gonna be so easy. And man, was I wrong.
Okay.
So I moved out there, and probably the biggest mistake of my career was that this manager convinced me that I should not go with this giant company because I'd get lost in the shuffle, and I should go with her. And I signed with her, and you know, pissed off Steinberg, and
Oh,
he
wow.
never really helped me again. But later on, I met a guy who worked for them, who became my best friend, and we made the movie Suckers together. His name's Roger Nygaard.
Yeah, yeah. Keep
Yeah,
going. Keep going.
he edits Curb Your Enthusiasm. He nominated for Emmys. He did
Right,
Veep,
right.
edited Veep, and now he's editing this new Larry David
Yeah, I
show
saw that
about
new
history.
with
Yeah.
Obama, Barack Obama and his wife.
Hmm.
Right.
Roger, sorry.
It's okay.
Roger edited that show too. Really
Well,
successful guy, written a bunch of books.
you mentioned the movie Suckers, and the last time we talked, you had mentioned that you had to deal with HBO, but it fell through.
Yeah, yeah. And so everybody's a family when you make something together. And I'll tell
Right.
you, man, we shot the whole movie in 3 weeks.
Right.
It's three of the best weeks of my life. We had
Okay.
so much fun. I knew I wasn't going to make any money shooting it. And I told Roger, I just want to learn as much as I can about making a movie. And that was my only requirement. And I helped him direct. Later on, I helped him edit. And I learned so much making this movie. But then HBO came along and they wanted to do a series based on the film. And then everybody just got really greedy, you know.
Really?
Roger, yeah, Roger and we did a lot of research looking into what they would pay and how it worked, and we figured it out. But some of the producers, they were like offended that we were getting paid to write a pilot and they weren't getting paid to do anything. They asked for way too much money. And Roger actually got a gig on HBO after that, after they turned us down. And we found out we were exactly right. Like they really loved what we wrote, but they didn't want to deal with these producers. They thought the producers would give them a hassle. And we want. And the thing was, my first wife was being so horrible, and she kept taking me to court, and I would have to leave Los Angeles and go home to New Hampshire to go to court with her. And like I showed her my contract. Like I would have made a ton of money. And it was all over child support. And I was paying child support, but I wasn't making any money because this thing was going to make my career. So I wasn't going on the road. And I showed her the contract. Like the minimum, if I did nothing, if I said I get a created by credit and that's it, I'll do nothing, I would have made $15,000 an episode. That's the least I would have made. But I would have made money as a writer. I would have acted in it. I would have been very well off. And I said, my daughter was 2 years old. I said, leave me alone. Let me make this deal. And if I work for these people for a month, I'll put enough money in the bank. She'll go to any college in the world when she's 18 years old. Fuck you. Give me my money. So every time I go home,
That was
like these producers had
wait,
zero.
one second. That was the
Go ahead.
first wife.
Oh yeah, she was a peach.
Well, the third wife is the one. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. You can ask more questions. I mean,
No, I don't want
I,
to.
I got to tell you something, Scott. It's got to be you because I have never ever talked about this stuff like this in public. But I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't care anymore.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
It
Yeah, say
it's
it.
my daughter's mother, so I have a lot of respect for
Yeah,
that.
no, and you don't.
But
It just the
but
reason I
this,
was laughing is
yeah,
because your third wife on the first episode.
yeah, she tried to put me in
That's part
prison.
of your special.
Yeah, yeah. Continued without a finding.
Keep going. Just keep it. I'm gonna try and shut.
Oh, wait till I tell you about the second one.
I was gonna say 1 and 3. And I'll tell you what. Again, I don't like to talk, but you said you're 0 for 3, But the last
Yeah.
time we talked, well, and one other thing, people don't know you met all three of them at the bar in Boston.
The same comedy club,
The
Nick's
same
Comedy
club.
Shop.
He
All
beat your
three of
hand.
them. All three of them at the same place.
But the last time we talked, you met a new woman, and let's go back. Let's go back.
Which
See
one?
when I talk. See when I talk what happens.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I got so all right. So, but well, here's the good part.
First wife, and
First wife.
you
So
go on.
basically what happened was the producers had zero street smarts, and there was this guy that wanted to package the deal. He worked for this giant agency, and he basically wanted to own the show. And I didn't like if I go, okay, I got a friend, Scott Townsend. He's this type of person, as this podcast does this. I'm going to write a part that's exactly him. I'm going to put my friend in the show. This guy could say, no, that's a great part. I'm going to give it to one of my clients.
Yeah, no.
And I didn't want him to have that power.
Right.
So it pissed him off, but he convinced these producers that he was going to do everything for free, and this one guy in particular. And we were like, he's lying to you. He's trying to kill the deal. The guy kept saying, HBO hasn't called me back. They won't call me back. And I was like, well, fuck this guy. And I called HBO directly, and they're like, never got a call from him. So he was lying, and he was trying to kill the deal. And he did. He succeeded because HBO just didn't want, and at that time, man, HBO was just becoming this gigantic power, and man, it would have been so great. And like, I'll give you an idea. They said they wanted the male Sex in the City. And I'm like, every show is the male Sex in the City. That's why Sex in the City is the female version of everything else. But they said, we want stuff that men talk about and how men act. So they read it and they were like, we need more. So I wrote a scene where one of the car salesmen comes out of the bathroom with like a framed photograph of a beautiful woman. He comes out of the bathroom with this photograph of this woman and puts it on his manager's desk and goes, thanks, and walks away. And it's the guy's daughter in the photograph.
Oh, no.
So like, that's the type of, like, that was the type of men that we were writing about. And I still love that scene because, you have to understand what, you got to figure it out. It's not just.
You mentioned it twice now about writing.
Yeah.
What is your writing process? Because see, now as you're saying this, I think of your stand-up material, but the way you're describing it, you more about movies and scenes and TV and that kind of thing too. Different. Is it different?
My writing
Obviously
process
different
is,
when you're doing stand-up, but
well, the sad thing is I've written some stuff, but this guy Roger, he's the only guy that has figured out what it takes to get me to write.
okay.
Like I've started a lot of things. I mean, it's not that amusing to talk about, but I've discovered that I have ADHD, and without the H.
Me too. No, I do too.
Yeah, but you know how I figured it out? I have a friend. I won't say his name, but he's an asshole, and he blames it all on his ADHD. And I go, well, what do you do that says, like, what are the symptoms? What do you act like that says you got this? And some of the things he said, I do. So I go to Mexico all the time.
Yeah.
So I just went to Mexico and bought what you would need a prescription for in the United States. I bought some medication that you take if you have ADHD. And some of the shit that I do went away. And I was like, damn, I must have it. So, but then
Bill's in Mexico. You got to trust them.
But then miraculously, I married a woman who had health insurance, and I went and the doctor
that wife
tested
too?
me.
Is that wife too?
Three.
That's wife 3. Okay.
Yeah. So he says, I said to the doctor, I go, what are the chances that I have this? And he goes, And maybe 99.5%.
99.5.
He goes, you don't have the H, but you got the ADD. So I need deadlines. Like I have to have a deadline. And Roger was really good at convincing me that there were
Right.
deadlines. And so the way we write is Roger is really, really great at knowing structure. And I'm really good at writing scenes and dialogue.
Okay.
So he would say, I need a scene between Joe and Scott, and they're sitting down in this place, and the scene has to end with, like, we need this.
And you
So
could
I
take
would
it.
write an 8-page scene and send it to him, and then he'd send it back. It'd be 4 pages. And then I'd send him back 6, and he'd
Okay.
send me back 3, and I'd send him back 4. And then by the end of it, we have a fantastic, really fun, like he'd send it back, go make it funnier, make it funnier, make it
Okay.
funnier. And the thing that he's got going for him is I don't remember what I write. So when he cuts stuff out, we never argue. You're like, there's never an
Yeah.
argument
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
hey, no, I want this to be put back in because I don't remember I wrote it.
Hell,
So every time
you don't
he's
remember when the goddamn meeting starts. All right. Now
no, I
look.
don't
No.
remember shit.
But I'm going to steer this because you asked me to ask certain questions from our
Yeah.
last one. And I never had anybody as vehement as you were. When were you diagnosed with cancer? How did that come about? And you mentioned Obamacare, and thank God you're
Yeah.
alive. Thank God you're okay.
Oh
And I know
man.
this
Yeah.
is a comedy show, but I want to
Yeah.
talk about it. And there's a couple other things I want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, first of all, my father died of cancer when he was 51 years old. I don't
Okay.
remember if I talked about this
No,
last
you
time.
didn't.
So I was 18 when he died.
Right.
So I convinced myself that when I'm 51, I'm going to die of cancer. My
Right.
dad, to me, was Superman and it
Yeah.
killed him. Like, I never had any doubt that my father was going to survive.
Yeah.
And right up until the point where he died.
Yeah.
But then I learned that he probably could have survived. It's just that he didn't want to go through the treatments.
Okay.
He just didn't want to do it. So that pissed me off. That really pissed me off because I felt like I wasn't worth him fighting that fight. And it really just crushed me. And then I'm 51 years old
No
and I
shit.
get diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. So the doctor sits me down. He goes, all right, you have a squamous cell carcinoma attached to your left tonsil. It's spread to your lymph node, so it's probably stage 4. And I said, I have no idea what any of that means. And he said, oh, you have cancer. And I saw my brother start crying. And I was like, I fucking manifested this. Like since I was 18, I was convinced that when I'm 51, I'm going to die of cancer. And I was like, shit, I made this happen. And I just met the woman that I'd been dating her for about a year that ended up being my third wife. And my daughter was 19 years old. She was 1 year older than I was when my father died.
Oh
And
my.
I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to do to my daughter what my father did to me. Like this isn't going to kill me. I'm going to survive this. And I had no insurance, no health insurance, nothing. And I went online and in 20 minutes, no lie, 20 minutes, there was a number. I called the number. They were so helpful. In 20 minutes, for $450 a month, I had the best platinum, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, the best insurance you could get. And I had a pre-diagnosed stage 4 throat cancer. That was impossible in the United States up until Obamacare.
It's
And I
incredible.
went and Dana Farber, my cousin Frances had leukemia, and she went to Dana Farber in Boston. It's a cancer
I
treatment
know it.
center,
I know it.
best in the world. And I insisted I'm not going anywhere else. And my brother decided to come live with me. And my brother was like, he had clinical depression. He was an alcoholic. My brother had so many problems. And when my mother said, your brother's going to come and live with you, I was like, no, no.
I don't
And
mean to laugh.
I told, oh no, man. I told my wife, like, hide all my really expensive liquor. Like, don't let him drink the good shit. But I'll tell you, man, my brother David, he came to live with me and he saved my life, man.
Okay.
My oncologist got in my face and said to me, if it wasn't for your brother, you'd be dead.
How long
And
how
then,
long was the process, Joe, from when you first got diagnosed till you were
okay,
back doing
uh,
stand up, if you don't mind?
that's
Or
kind of a
back,
cool story.
I
Well,
mean,
it's from HPV, what caused my cancer, human
yeah,
papilloma virus.
right.
There's only one way to get it.
Bad pussy.
It's not bad pussy. It
I'm
was,
sorry. I'm
it's,
sorry. Good
it's,
pussy that tastes bad.
no,
No, you do that
it,
joke. People will say,
yeah.
"Boy, Scott's an asshole." Go ahead.
No, it's in my act. It's in my act. Anyway, um, so I had this lump in my throat, and my girlfriend at the time, who became my wife, was like, "You got to go get that checked." So I had to go for a physical for Holland America. I was working on Holland America ships, and you have
Right.
to get a physical. And I said, I got this lump in my throat. Now, this doctor, she was amazing. I'm not sure if I should say her name. I want to say her name because I loved her so much, but at the same
Say it,
time,
and if I have to, we'll cut it out. Say it.
no,
No, don't do
because
it. Whatever.
it
Okay.
might cause her a problem. I don't
Yeah,
know.
don't do it then.
Well, anyway, she gives me a full exam. She's the best doctor I've ever had in my life. She was in New Hampshire, and she starts putting on a glove, and I'm like, holy shit! Like she's gonna do a prostate exam. I thought she'd go get a male doctor. I go, you're gonna do this? And she goes, I have smaller fingers. Whatever.
Right.
So she gives me a prostate exam. Everything's cool. She looks down my throat. She goes, if it doesn't go away in 2 weeks, come back. I go on a ship for 2 weeks. I come home. The lump is still there. She looks down my throat and says, let me go get a doctor. I'm like, go get a doctor. You raped me 2 weeks ago. You're not a doctor? She goes, no, I'm a physician's assistant. And then this doctor comes in and he goes, it could be this, it could be this. And he names like five horrible fucking things that it could be. So he sends me to a guy. They stick a needle in my neck, take a biopsy, don't get enough, got to go back 2 days later, stick another fucking needle in my neck. He tells me that it shows that there's cancer, go get a second opinion. My niece, Davina Yannetty, is a
How long?
great,
How long? How long did it take from that from to
from that moment,
till
that was in,
Obamacare and
yeah, that was in January when I went to my doctor.
right?
And it was in October that they told me I was cancer free.
Wow.
So, but it doesn't seem like it's that long. But head and neck cancers are supposedly the worst ones to do. And I'm not belittling anybody
No,
else's shit.
cancer's
Like,
cancer. Yeah.
so they I didn't know. They thought I was gonna die. They told my family I wouldn't make it. So, and no one ever told
Your
me.
brother saved your life.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
So it's September now. My treatment ends in the end of June. I get 7 weeks of radiation, three massive doses of this chemo called cisplatin, which is like the worst fucking chemo you can get.
Oh, good
Like
Lord.
I still have a bunch of after
This
effects.
comedy show is there's no comedy here today,
Yeah.
kids.
No, it's fine. So
Keep going.
and maybe and just to say anybody you feel a fucking lump, you think you got something, go get it checked because the longer you wait the worse it is. Anyway, so my treatments end in June. What I didn't know is when the treatment stops everything gets worse.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
went through that with my aunt.
yeah, and I'm on massive fucking doses of fentanyl. I think I talked about that last time.
No, you didn't, but no, I get
all
it.
right all right so 5 micrograms of fentanyl is equivalent to 30 milligrams of morphine. And I'm on 150 micrograms of fentanyl. The worst part of the treatment was getting my brother was really funny. So I'm trying to get off the treatment. I'm going through a withdrawal and we go to the doctor's appointment and the doctor looks at my brother and goes, how's he doing? And my brother goes, He's a fucking junkie. And the doctor's like, but they don't know what to do. They're like, huh? Like, and they're looking at me, and I'm fucking laughing my ass off because they don't know how to take my brother. Because my brother would say shit, and like, anyway.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to feel a little better. I'm just start. I didn't eat anything for months. I had a feeding tube. I couldn't put anything down my throat. And
That was
then
how many years ago, Joe?
that was 2014.
Okay. Okay.
So now it's
12 years,
September.
12
Are
years
you
later,
hearing that dinging?
12 years
No.
later, you're okay.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm great.
Okay.
So September of that year, I get an email from Dennis Leary. Actually, do you want me to read you the email? It's really
It's up to
short.
you.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. I didn't like disappear, did I?
It's starting to break up a little bit. I don't know what's going on.
Hold on. I'm looking for the email.
It's all right.
No, you got
I do
fuck.
want. We got to ask you one more question before we got to move on.
Okay.
We don't have
All
a lot
right,
of
hold
time. We got
on.
about 10 minutes.
All right. Uh where is it? Hold on. Hold on. You cancer beaten bitch. I am pleased to invite you as a fine example and one of the funniest guys I know to join the cast of Comics Come Home number 20 at the TD Garden, November 8th. Me, you, Lenny, Gaffigan, Fallon, Marin, Craig Ferguson, Bill Burr, Michael J. Fox. I hope and pray you can be there, brother. So that's in that's August 23rd. He sends me that. Is that August 23rd? No, yeah, August 22nd. He sends me that email to work at the 20th anniversary of this huge fundraiser we do in Boston every
Yeah.
year with all the comics at the Boston Garden, 16,000 people. And that's the fucking thing that gets me out of bed, gets me off my ass, and start going back to clubs. I can barely talk. I can't say certain sounds because my throat is out to here because they light your throat on fire every day for 7 weeks. And I start going to comedy clubs and writing material about cancer. Like, I'll tell you one story. My wife, she wasn't my wife yet, my girlfriend, everything is so heavy and so depressing. So she decides to make a post on Facebook about a happier time. So she posts all these pictures of us in Vegas. But all my friends are doing fundraisers for me. People are donating money. And I look at my phone and there's this post with pictures of me and my girlfriend in Las Vegas. And I'm like, put a date. You didn't put a date. People don't know that that was a year ago. They think I'm spending all the fucking money they're donating. All right. I fucking hate when I have to pay for what some asshole did before I got to a place.
Right.
It drives me insane. It's happening to me right now on working on ships. People fuck things up for the guys who don't fuck things up. So I was working in all these one-nighters in Hawaii, and it was a great gig. The Honolulu Comedy Club, you do a week in Honolulu, and then you island hop for another week.
Okay.
And there was a one-nighter in Hilo, Hawaii, and they sent me a letter, says, come in early, have dinner on us. Like, great. It's a great restaurant. The club is upstairs. I have my wife, my first wife, and my mother with me. We sit down for dinner. I said to the waitress, I'm one of the comedians upstairs tonight. I have this letter that says I get a free meal. I guess I have to talk to the manager or the owner. So the owner of the club comes over and he goes, yeah, I'm sorry. We don't do that anymore. I go, what do you mean you don't do that anymore? I got this letter like 3 days ago. He goes, yeah, but the guys who were here last week really took advantage. So we don't do that anymore. I go, okay, no problem. You know, the show's going to suck. He goes, what? I go, well, I'm the headliner and I'm going to make sure that I piss off everyone in the audience so much that they'll never fucking set foot in this place ever again. And he goes, why would you do that? I said, because the club owner I worked for last week was a fucking asshole. And if you're going to treat me a certain way based on what other comedians have done to you, I'm going to treat you based on what other club owners have done to me. He bought my meal, my mother's meal, my wife's meal.
So
So
that
that's
that's I have to ask because you mentioned it now, and this great story about it's in your special. Married 3 times, divorced 3 times. But
no, only divorced twice.
well, yeah, I thought the third one died.
Yeah.
Oh, so
No.
that was officially never divorced.
No. We were in the middle of a divorce when she died.
And you got a new girl. Last time we talked, how's that going?
Oh, it's going great. I'm falling in love. I just
I was
listened to
gonna say, I think we're heading, and the best news,
there's a country western
you
song.
didn't meet her at the club in Boston.
Fuck no. She's about as far away. She lives in the Philippines, man.
Wow.
She's about
Okay.
she's about as far away as you can get from Nick's Comedy Stop.
All right.
She's
Good. We got to wrap this up. We got a few more minutes. I want to ask because he got us together. How did you meet Lester Bibbs, and how did you guys get to be buddies?
I just working on cruise ships, man. I met Lester. I don't remember which ship it was on, but me and Lester became fast friends.
How many years ago?
Oh shit. It's got to be at least 10,
Okay.
maybe more. Maybe
Yeah, because
more.
I mean, you're doing comedy what 43 years or something? Is that right?
43, yeah. But
Yeah.
I've been working for Royal Caribbean since the Oasis of the Seas came out. Like it was the biggest ship in the world. It was this fucking monster. And I remember driving by the pier in Miami going, I need to go work on that monster.
Yeah.
And my agent, Steve Smith, Artist West Agency in LA, he was a really funny comedian. He worked ships forever.
Right.
And I was another agent and I was starving. I had no fucking money. And Steve was like, I can get you in with Royal. And I'd never worked for Royal. And I said, okay, Steve, I'll sign with you. And in 24 hours, I had a date to work on the Oasis of the Seas.
Yeah.
Like one day. It took him one fucking day. He's the best agent in the world. I love this guy.
Great.
And I met that was in like 2009, I think. So I met Lester sometime after that.
Okay.
And I don't remember how long he's been working ships,
So
but
you've been doing the cruise ships for many years now.
oh, before that I worked
No,
this
I
one.
know you told me the first time you did
Yeah.
two and you didn't do it. Now you're pretty much cruise ships, cruise ships.
Oh, dude, this is just about all I do. I
Okay.
fucking love it. This is the best cruise line.
Great
They got
life.
the biggest ships,
You love
you know.
Hawaii.
Oh, I'm always in the most.
Your pictures, everyone, I'm going to put the links to everything. Go to your Facebook and look at the stuff you post. We have to do a third one because you're just absolutely amazing. I want to go back, Joe. This is, for people, we don't need an intro. In 1 year, Rosie O'Donnell hired me. Rosie O'Donnell fired me. I lost my job. Let's go back to Rosie O'Donnell.
All right, so Rosie actually saved my life. I moved from LA.
Your brother saved your life. Which one, Rosie or your brother?
Well, Rosie, not like my brother genuinely,
All right,
literally saved my life.
I'm teasing you. I just want to have
Yeah,
fun.
I know. Rosie saved me like financially because my wife didn't want to live in LA anymore. I've ruined so many careers because of women. Rosie O'Donnell calls and asked me to open for her. She started letting me open for her,
Okay.
and she was paying me decent money, and it brought me out of a hole. And then she got her TV
Show.
show,
Right. Okay.
and she asked me to write for her. And I'm a pain in the ass. I tell people, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that, whatever.
Right.
And I decide I'm going to take this job and I'm going to do whatever they ask me to do. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to be nice. So it's going to, the show's not on the air yet. And I'm down there and I come up with this idea. So she says, I'm not going to have a head writer. I'm just going to hire 4 people to write monologue jokes. And I'm one of the people. But then when the show starts, she hires a head writer.
Uh-oh.
And this guy's got, I wish I could remember his name, this prick. And he's got an Emmy. He was writing for Letterman. So when Rosie's show came out, it was supposed to be what Merv Griffin and Mike Douglas were.
Right.
And my dad, I used to watch Merv Griffin and Mike Douglas
Yeah,
with
me
my
too.
dad
Yep.
all the time. So I came up with this idea that the very first opening of the very first show is Mike Douglas and Merv Griffin in the green room arguing about who discovered more people. And they mention like huge stars that were discovered on afternoon talk shows, Mike
Right.
Douglas and Merv Griffin. And then Rosie walks in and she loves these guys. These are her heroes.
Right.
And she says, well, it's my turn now. Thank you so much, guys. And she walks out for the opening of the first
Open the
show.
show.
And I think this is a fucking great idea. She reveres these people. It reminds people who they were and how great their shows were. So I pitch it to this guy who's the head writer. And he goes, what if we put all the old talk show hosts in the audience and we surround them with velvet ropes? And I'm thinking, you're a fucking moron. Like, you don't even understand what the idea is. But I keep my mouth shut. I don't want to lose the job. It's the first real job I've had in show business. I go, in my head, you're the one with the Emmy, whatever. We go and we go to a meeting, and he pitches this idea to Rosie about the velvet ropes and all the talk show guys. And now I've known Rosie O'Donnell for years and years at this point.
Right.
And she goes, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's hokey. It's hokey. It sounds terrible.
And he goes, well, it was Joe's idea.
Oh, oh my God.
And Rosie goes, I don't care. We're not doing it. Now I'm thinking, I'm friends with this woman. And I go, Rosie, now I'm thinking, this guy can go fuck himself because he's like throwing me under the bus. Like
Right.
she
Yeah,
hates the
yeah.
idea, and he won't even admit that it was his idea.
Right.
So I go, Rosie, that wasn't the original idea. Let me tell you the original idea, because I think she's gonna love it. And she goes, no, I don't care. Let's move on. I go, but seriously, just let me tell you the idea. And if you don't like it, fine. But let me at least tell you what the idea was. And she goes, no, and move on. And I was commuting back and forth from New Hampshire to New York.
I think I got it.
I'm on my way home, and I don't even remember if I had a page or whatever, but I call her. I get a message to call her manager, and he fires me because when she says no, you just fucking move on. And I'll tell you, man, that was, I don't know, 27 years ago, maybe.
Right.
And it still fucking bothers me. Like I still think,
I get it. I get it. I hit a nerve.
I still think, because then I walk into her office like to go get my stuff, and she's looking at me like, what are you gonna do now? And I'm like, what do you think? My fucking career is over?
Yeah, I'm over because of you.
Because it's like, you fired me. Goodbye. I'm fine. Like,
yeah.
I realized, it was a great job with great pay.
No, I'm glad I asked.
It was just a day job.
I got it. Let's go to wife 2. How did you propose to wife number 2?
All right. She was driving me nuts. And I moved.
Why, Joe? I'm trying
What?
to say, why would you propose to a woman that's driving you nuts?
She looked like Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay, all right. I got you. I'm with you. Okay, got you.
Dude, I do a joke about it, but it's really true. She would be on a bus, and the bus driver would go off his route to drop her off.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
I believe it.
One time, she's talking to me like, I need this, I want this, I want this. And in my head, I'm thinking, why does she have this sense of entitlement that she can just have whatever the hell she wants? And my daughter comes over and goes, Dad, can I have this? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I give her a bunch of money. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm growing one of these.
One of these.
So So anyway, we're in LA and she kept going back and forth. I'm not going to live with you unless we're married. All right, I'll live with you. No, I'm going to go live with someone else. Okay, I'll come and live with. And she just kept going back and forth. And we're in the car, and I just go, fine, just pick a fucking date. That's how I proposed.
Wow.
And she goes, I want to get married on us on my birthday. And I go, well, we can't do that. We have to get married on a Sunday. She goes, well, why do we have to get married on a Sunday? I said, because we're in show business. All our friends work on Saturday. No one will come to our wedding if we get married on a Saturday like everybody else. So we go in this is before cell phones and everything.
Right.
We go into a store and I'm walking around the store, Redondo Beach, like a little gift shop, and I hear her say to the lady, do you have a calendar? And then the next thing I hear is, it's a Sunday. I'm like, oh no. Her birthday happened to be on a Sunday and we got married that
On
day.
the Sunday. Okay. Now
Oh
you told me about something about the furniture when you would go
God.
off. What happened then?
Oh
And
man.
this is wife
So
two, right? This is wife two.
yeah, yeah. So
Catherine
we're
Zeta
living.
Jones. Let's call her Catherine Zeta Jones.
She was even better looking, man.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I really felt like I was married to the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yep.
Like I just could never get enough of her.
Yep.
Anyway, so I go on the road. We live in Venice, California. There's my friend John McDonald, really funny comic from
Right.
Chicago. There's a few comics from Boston living in the building. So I go on the road. I'm leaving for Vegas for a week. And every time I'd go away, she'd rearrange the furniture. I'm like, honey, please don't. I come home. I want to come home to what I left and I come home and everything's in a different place. I feel like I'm coming home to someone else's house. I go, can you please, like, don't rearrange the whole house while I'm away? Please. Okay. I call her up on Monday. Please don't move anything. I won't. Tuesday. Please don't, like, not a plan. Please, just to help me out a little bit. I'm
I
away
know where
so
this is
much.
going.
Honey, please don't. No, you have no fucking idea where this is going. I come home and there's completely different furniture in the house. Dude, there was this old, fucking old guy living across the courtyard. And she goes, can we go look at his furniture? And I go, and it's furniture that used to be white. Like this guy's going away to a home. Who knows how many times he's pissed in the couch, like the sofa. It's all black and worn out and old. And I come home and this shit is in my living room.
Oh my
And
God.
I go, you threw away the furniture? Why would you throw away the furniture? She goes, it made me cry. I'm like, what did it say? What the fuck? It made you cry. So we're having a big fight. She goes to John McDonald's house and he comes over. He goes, hey, man, you shouldn't yell at your wife like that. I go, yeah. I go, John, we're not going to talk about this. He goes, yeah, but that's really bad. You shouldn't yell at her like that. I go, John, we're not going to talk about this right now. He goes, yeah, but I go, John, we're not going to fucking talk about this. He goes, oh, how was Vegas?
There
so,
you go. Good, good.
so my wife and I make up. A couple of days later, I'm watching a baseball game. Red Sox are on. I'm on the ground level. The door's open. Breeze coming through the screen door. I see the other comic who lived in the building. He's from Boston. I go, hey man, the Red Sox are on. You want to watch the Red Sox game? Sure. He comes. We're sitting watching the game, and after a while, he goes, hey man, how come you didn't get upset that your wife threw away the furniture? I go, didn't get up. I go, we had a huge fight over it. I got really upset. He goes, oh, you want your love seat back? I go, what? he goes, she gave me the love seat. She helped me carry it up the stairs. I said, isn't Joe going to get upset? And she said, yeah, but he'll get over it. And I'm like, ha. Like, that's when I realized that she knew exactly what she was doing. Not a funny story, but what the
No,
fuck?
no, I'm loving it. You also mentioned to me last time we talked about people that abuse privileges and you get screwed.
Yeah, yeah,
And you mentioned that it happens on the cruise ship because I have a couple guys that talk about that, like on the cruise ship, pet peeves, people in scooters and shit like that. Is there certain things that trip your trigger while you're on the boat?
Yeah, passengers. Because they're so stupid.
They're
People
so-
are people are so stupid. Like they can't figure out which way is the front. Like they're on the ship for a week and they still don't know which way is the front of the ship. And then I explain every cabin has a number on it and it's numerical order, lower numbers at the front of the ship, higher numbers as you go back. And I'll say, so how many doors do you have to pass to figure out what direction you're going? And they're like thinking, I'm
they don't.
like, it's fucking two. It's two. Yours is the next one. What the fuck? They can't figure out the elevators. The elevator's on the top floor. The door's open. Is this going down? Unless you're fucking Willy Wonka, like, like, and oh, they're so fucking dumb. Like they make shit up. The reason why the boat's rocking is because they won't put out the stabilizers, so they save gas. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's the gigantic fucking waves. That might be lending a little bit to the motion of the ship
Do you get crazy sometimes?
all the time. I have to really focus and concentrate
Yeah, reel it
because
in.
I can't say, like, I have seen people take salad off the buffet, put in a bowl, and decide it's too much, and they'll take it with their hands and put it back in the bowl, like the big bowl. And I just want to go up to them and punch them in the forehead and go, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah,
Like things like that. Like people
yeah,
take their finger and put it on the container for the salad dressing, lick their
yeah,
finger, and then taste the next one. And like when they do that, I'll embarrass. I'll just call a crew member over and go, "You have to throw all of this away because this woman just licked every bottle of salad dressing." But I have to be careful because
yeah,
then the passenger complains about me,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they'll side with the passenger every time. So a lot of us, you just got to turn the other way, man. Let it
Yeah,
go.
I could not. My temper.
But
My
there's an
temper.
upside to it. Like I'm
Oh yeah,
always in.
material. You probably get material off some of it.
Well, just working on chips, man. Like I was just thinking about when I was going through my divorce, my third
I was
divorce.
gonna say
This
which one.
Yeah, the third one. I was devastated, but this cruise line, like Royal Caribbean, is just the best.
Yeah,
They sent me to Europe for 2 months, and I'm sailing Spain, France, and Italy. It really helps with heartbreak when you're walking
yeah,
around in Rome. you know.
yeah. Well, you mentioned you love Hawaii, and I mean your Facebook and everything. There's places, because you mentioned Royal Caribbean. It's got to just be amazing the places that they've taken you in all these
Oh,
years.
dude, I've been to Antarctica.
Yeah, yeah,
I've sailed the Chilean fjords, the Alaskan fjords, the Norwegian fjords. I do a lot of fjords. So, I've been to the Falkland Islands. I've been, I one time, this was the coolest day of my week. I leave Boston, I connect in Germany, I get to Japan, I get on a ship in Japan, sail to Russia, then from Kamchatka, Russia, sail to Vancouver, get off the ship in Vancouver and fly to Boston. And not until I was walking out of Logan Airport in Boston did I realize I had just gone all the way
way
around the
around the
world.
world. Yeah,
Like that was a
amazing.
really cool. That was a cool week.
You mentioned, I think, earlier about Dennis Leary and
Yeah.
Comics Come Home, and I had to look it up before we started this. They're having a 30th anniversary show.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Right.
Are you going to go to that? Are you going to be part of that?
30 it would have been last year, I think.
Is it? I thought it said
No,
30th
no, no. No, you're right.
2026
Yeah.
November something like that.
Yeah, because 2014 it was was it 25, 20 or 25? I don't
Well, I
remember.
just looked it up on the phone real quick. I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Do you make it a point to do those every year?
Well,
You
it's not
can?
my choice. It's only when they ask me to do it.
Okay.
And out of sight, out of mind. I left Boston a few years ago,
Right.
and I'm not in that circle. I communicate. I send Dennis an email every once in a
Okay. All
while,
right. No, I was just curious.
mostly about hockey.
Oh
Like
yeah, I'm a huge Dennis Leary guy.
yeah. So we're hockey fans, Boston hockey fans. Just
Okay, the
and that,
Bruins.
and that benefit is actually for Cam
Yeah, right.
Neely's
Yeah, yeah, right.
foundation, who is a hockey star. Dude,
Yeah.
one of the coolest day. I'm working in Florida, and there's this guy in the front row, and I start talking to his girlfriend, and his girlfriend name is Jerry, and she's from Revere, Massachusetts, and this is in Florida, at some community. And then I asked the guy his name, and his name is Jerry. So I get Jerry and Jerry, and then I said, "What do you do for a living, Jerry?" He's retired. What are you retired from? NHL. It was Jerry Cheevers, one of the greatest goaltenders in Boston hockey
History. Yeah.
history, and the stories, those old hockey
Yeah.
players are just like incredible. The hockey players are the coolest athletes around.
I drank with a couple of the Washington Capitals. I think it was Washington Capitals at the hockey team.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and they were I was with BMG at that time, I told you I was in the music business. I don't remember all I remember was we were doing shots and they would throw the glasses against the fucking wall. True story. Honestly. And the bartenders stayed back there like, whoa, Jesus Christ. And they like, three more. And they'd get three more. We do them. Crank, they throw the fucking glasses.
Were you drinking with the Russian guys?
I don't know what Joe, I have no clue. I don't know.
No,
The
you
wonder I
don't
remember
remember.
the only thing I remember is they were throwing the glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The hockey players are the best,
Hockey
man.
players they were rough and tough. They were big. I mean, shoo.
Oh yeah. When I first started, all my
Right.
material was about my family
Right.
and my mother. And one of my favorite jokes, my brother, I couldn't walk past my brother without getting punched when I was a kid.
Right.
Like he beat the shit out of me all the time. And I wrote a joke, one of my favorite jokes ever. I said I was born with a birth defect, my oldest brother. So,
It's a great
and
joke.
and my mom used to say, I don't want people knowing our business. I'm like, it's not gossip, it's jokes. Because I'd say, my mother, you ask her a question, she'll answer you. It'll have nothing to do with the question you asked. How
Right.
was work today, Ma? I think I heard a mouse last night. Where did you hear a mouse? Did you feed the dog? No. Was I supposed to feed the dog? Who are those kids playing on the front step? I don't know, Ma. What did they look like? I don't think I have any eggs left. Ma, how was work today? So, but then I met my first wife and I started writing material about how they hide all your shit. That they call it putting it away. Where's my ruler? I put it away. Well, where did you put it? It's in the drawer with the napkins. What the fuck? Why well, you never use it. Then why am I looking for it? And then I started traveling around the country and wrote jokes about that. Like my first road trip was in Columbus, Georgia. And
Right.
my friend from the South tells me, just tell them you love it. I'd never been anywhere. So I
Right.
walk out, hey, Columbus, I love it here. And they're like, you go to hell, you lying Yankee son of a. Nobody likes it there. So, and this is true. I asked the guy, what's the best restaurant in Columbus? He said, I'll tell you, but it's real expensive. Red Lobster. That was the most expensive place in the
Red
town.
Lobster.
But then my second wife, my buddy John Knight, we're working in Vegas, and he goes, "You lucky bastard, you married her. You have a whole new act." Because I ask a guy, I go, "How many times you wish once in a while, just for a minute, your wife could be a guy?" And these are true things. She actually, we're California, come up over the mountain. I said, "Look, this is the Antelope Valley." She said, "Antelope, that's like a deer, right?" I said, "Yeah, an antelope is like a deer." Then how come cantaloupe is a fruit? I'd say if I said that to a guy, his response would be, "What are you, a fucking moron?"
Right.
But it's your
Right.
wife. It's your wife. That's a good question, honey. So
Was
and
it
then my
which one? Hey Joe, which one was that? Two or three or one?
two,
Uh,
I never wrote material about my third wife. I loved her so much, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I never really did material about her until
until
after I left her. It remind me of what my one of my. I haven't thought of this joke in so long. A guy's getting a blowjob from a prostitute. He reaches down and he feels a dick, and he goes, "Hey, when you're done, we need to talk."